You're welcome to this lecture, session 5 of Unit 3. And in this session, we are looking at audit files. Audit files as part of audit planning and documentation. At the end of this session, you should be able to outline the content of the permanent file and current file. The permanent file and current file. That are the objective that must be achieved at the end of this session. Introduction. In the case of recurring audit, some working papers may be classified as permanent audit files, which are updated with new information of continuing importance as distinct from current audit files, which contain information relating primarily to the audit of a single period. So current file relates to single period, the permanent one relates to a continuous process. So the file is there, but you keep updating it with the current information and co. And you have one for the current period or for a single period only. Now, permanent files. The permanent files usually contains documents and matters continuing importance which will be required for more than one audit, and it is usually indexed. Contents include the following. We have the statutory materials governing the conduct, account, and audit of the enterprise. An example is the Companies Code or the Companies Act. We have the Stock Exchange Regulation and many others. It also has to include the rules and regulations of the enterprise, copies of documents of continuing importance and relevance of the auditors to the auditors, then letter of engagement and minutes of appointment of the auditor, then any trade license and royalty agreement entered into by the client, then the debenture names must all be included in this permanent files as the content. Now, there are many more that we can look at. It is essential that the permanent file be updated prior to the commencement of a new financial year's audit. So it must be updated prior to the new financial year. And the other things that can be looked at or contained in this permanent file, we have leases, any addresses of the registered office of all other business location of the client. We have to look at list of books and other records and where they are kept, together with the designation, the names and signature of the responsible officers handling those books and assets. Now the current file. The current file you say contains matters relating to the current year's audit, and the contents include a copy of the account being audited, an index to the file, then a description of the internal control systems in the form of the internal control questionnaire. We have the flow chart or written description together with supervision document. It also contains the cross-reference to the internal control record and letters of weakness. So these are some of the things that has to be included in the current file, which relates to the current year's audit. Now, it also has to include a schedule of each item in the statement of the financial position, a schedule for each item in the income statement, a schedule of important statistics, including the output, sales composition, employment, the accounting ratios, letters of representation, letters to the client setting out the internal control weaknesses. So these are the things that must be included in the current file. Now we say we have the current file and we have the permanent file. The permanent file relates to a continuing importance, and we said it has to be updated prior to the current year's audit. But the current year's file has to do with audit pertaining to the current year. So in summary, we've been able to cover audit files, which is the permanent and then the current file. Read more to get more understanding. Thank you and see you in the next lecture.